And we are recording.
We're recording. Hi, everyone. And thank you once again for streaming Rerun It Back, Reflections on the 3-Channel Era. I'm Jack.
I'm Scott.
And today, well, I'll just cue the music. Yes, you know what that is, don't you, Scott?
Yes, sir, I do. It is that time of year.
It's that time of year, and it is time for Rerun It Back's first ever holiday commercial spectacular.
And quite possibly the last, depending on how many complaints we get.
It could be. I think, given the commercials that we have viewed for this, it's more of a craptacular. So we'll get into it. So here's what I did. Here's a fun little fact about myself. During the pandemic, my little comfort food viewing was going to something called 80s Commercial Vault, a channel on YouTube. And I frequently watched this channel, particularly during the holidays, because there was something about holiday commercials that, from the early 80s, that sort of warmed my heart, warmed my chestnuts. Ooh, hey, no, not like that. Not like that. That was, okay. No, I didn't mean it like that.
This is a family show. Let's keep it clean.
Keep your mind out of the gutter, sir. And so as we come around to the holidays again, I thought, well, I want to introduce my friend Scott to the glories of holiday commercials from the 80s. So I sent him 4 different videos from this 80s Commercial Vault channel. And this would be 80s Commercials volumes 1150, 1146, 1143, and 1148, all of which are linked in the comments down below. And unfortunately, a lot of these videos were really bad. I picked some real dogs, Scott, and I am sorry.
No, don't apologize, because it was so. This is just as if I have never seen this before, and so I wasn't sure what to expect. But the way they seem to be packaged is that if you were watching a particular channel and they just removed all the TV shows but left the commercials in. So, for example, one of these clips is centered around the USA TV network back when it was more of a quirky, hey, we're a national cable channel that programs weird cartoons and dramas. Or like one of them that was taken from the Los Angeles, ABC affiliates. So it was like you were watching the Sunday movie of the week, except only with the commercials. So that's really interesting, especially when you get into smaller TV markets. Like there's one in Wisconsin. So there was, in fact, I think a Christmas commercial for the Fox River Mall, I believe.
Fox River Mall. Wait, let's start there. This was, as I'm looking at this really quickly, this was, I believe, volume 1146. And there was a Fox River Mall in Appleton, Wisconsin. Very 80s stuff.
Wrap it up, hurry, don't you wait. We've got special gifts for Christmas Day. Wrap it up and keep it all a secret. Wrap your Christmas dreams away. Wrap up the seasons. Wrap up the seasons fast.
Wrap up Christmas at 120 stores in Fox River Mall, Appleton.
Wrap it up.
There was also, this was there was some good ones in this one. What was let's talk about that one, the Wisconsin one. What is it that you liked about that?
I mean, where do I start? I mean, first of all, Gen Xers spent a lot of time at the shopping malls in their youth, back when, I know malls still exist, but it wasn't like back in the day when you would go to one of these places that had 2 to 4 anchor department stores. And it was like the variety. There was a clothing store, and then a Sbarro, and then there was a music store, and then there was a record store, and then there was a store that sold jewelry and, an optician. A lot of these places would do, so it was kind of like pitching like, hey, come see all the different things you could buy at the Fox River Mall that aren't in one of the department stores. And then just the 80s fashion, the feathered hair, the blouses on the women with the, the loafers. Yeah, it's just,
it was it's very time trip. Yeah, as you'll see, there was one. The one that stood out to me was for Shopko, which I assume was
Grocery store,
Wisconsin.
maybe?
It was like a
Or
Target for Wisconsin or something. But
okay.
it is Tiny Tim, or a child, supposedly Tiny Tim, using a phone here in 1986, which we dated these ads from 1986. And he's calling a woman, suggesting that she buy a nightgown as a gift for Christmas.
I'll get Mother something special for Christmas, Karen.
You'll warm her heart with a soft, cuddly nightgown in a pretty pastel. On sale now at Shopko for just $8.99.
Toasty, but I can spend a bit more.
There are a lot of great gifts at Shopko's big 3-day sale, like warm velour robes to match the gowns, sale priced at just $17.99.
I'll get Mother each and every one.
Shopko, the right place for Christmas.
Yeah, that was a good one. And there was another one for something called Port Plaza in Green Bay with a kid had a broken leg. Not Tiny Tim.
So
Tiny
this is
Tim
just
was,
like
this
go
is a
there,
different thing.
like
This is
playing
a
on the sympathy
completely different
factor or something. This
Yeah,
seems like
so
very non-holiday-ish.
So they bought him a bunch of gifts that
Okay, there's the holiday
I
angle.
really, I don't know. It was just something that it was a very strange premise. The other one that stood out to me was for Folgers coffee in the
Yes,
foil,
the
was
vacuum
the
pack,
vacuum seal.
the brick.
Did you ever have a Folgers brick?
I'm certain that I saw them at the grocery store, but my old man was an instant coffee drinker, so I just remember those massive cans of shitty ground coffee.
Yeah, Folgers
But I'm
is
a
not
coffee
good
snob,
coffee.
so
No,
you know.
no, you're not. Folgers is rubbish, and it
But
was.
back in the day, it was
great.
not rubbish because you only had a few choices. So it was like Folgers or Taster's Choice.
But
or
no one
Maxwell
knew
House.
that back then. No one knew that back then. It was all garbage coffee back then. But
we
you
had
could
a
get
very
it
different
fresh.
relationship to coffee.
It was very fresh, though. Going back, so there was this other one, Video 1150, Volume 1150, which was USA Network around 1989. I saw in California, so it was a SoCal cable net. Well, it was a cable network, and then they would have local breaks, and it was all SoCal stuff. Did you like the promo for the rebooted Miracle on 34th Street?
Oh my gosh, with David Hartman, who was an actor,
Yeah!
but was also an anchorman on Good Morning America at some point in the early 80s, which confused my childhood mind a lot.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit. I'll just, so this guy, first of all, David Hartman, amazingly, per Wikipedia, still alive.
How old is he?
Still alive at the age of 90 years old.
Okay, that's old.
And I am,
that's approaching Dick Van Dyke old.
Yeah, so like in the mornings, we ran Good Morning America in the mornings at my house growing up. And my father, who I don't think ever said an unkind word about anyone, he did not like David Hartman for some reason. I do not know why. Now, he is actor. I guess he was an actor for a while. So he was on a couple different shows. And then he was in the 1973 TV movie remake. So this movie, when it was shown on USA, was 16 years after the fact. But that it's somehow an actor gets...
it was a new TV classic. Or at least that's what they were aiming for. Because, okay, so it was him. Who else was in it? Like some known names? Like, wasn't like Roddy McDowall in it or something?
Yeah, Roddy McDowall was in it, and I think Sebastian Cabot.
Sebastian Cabot, who, of course, I can only think of from the Disney films like The Jungle Book and The Aristocats.
Sebastian Cabot was... He did something else too.
He was like a jazz musician or something. I think.
Have to look
you know,
up.
who had that, you know, yeah. Anyhow, like I said, everybody wants to be a cat, but no, it's the new Miracle on 34th Street. And yeah,
And so this was, so the other ad in this video that was very interesting was because these were commercials for Discover Card Stars on Ice. This was the kind of fare that was on USA Network.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, well played, sir, because the Discover card also harkens back to the episode we did a few weeks ago on Sears, which is responsible for giving us Discover card.
That's a good point. And we're going to come back to that really quickly because there's another callback here, and you know who I'm talking about. There was also, what did you think of the ad for the shower massage? Which was like the horniest ad I think I've ever seen.
The shower massage by Teledyne Waterpick.
I don't know the Jean Naté ad also, but yes. So the the shower massage by Teledyne Waterpick, and so this hits on two things because one, I always wanted a Waterpick as I was a kid. Parents wouldn't get me one, and two, I always wanted a shower head that was a massager like the Teledyne thing. And we didn't have one, but my grandparents had one. And so this is just like awesome. But yeah, I mean, the notion of this very slim, taut woman showering under the shower massage where she's adjusting the flow rates and all that, and the camera is swirling all around her at odd, artful angles, like they're giving you as much skin as they can give you without showing you anything. It truly was an exercise in good photography, but at the same time, it's like, I can't imagine this going today.
36 years ago, this is what was getting on television. Now, I'm sounding like a completely old man. Here I have two words for you right now. I have two words for you. Hickory Farms.
Goodness.
Oh, so Hickory Farms.
Processed meats and cheeses.
One of these shops that you would find in a mall back in the day.
Yes.
And it was usually a lot of sausage.
Summer sausage in particular. Yes. And Wisconsin cheddar. And then the gift boxes at Christmas time.
And they'd always have those crappy hard candies that were like strawberries.
I love those things.
You liked them?
Oh, dude, like anytime you give me one of those, I would go to Hickory Farms when we were in the mall just in the hopes that they would be good enough free samples of those candies. Yes. And I will fight to the death over this.
The only thing that comes to mind in terms of Hickory Farms is now we have this type of food that we will give our dog that's in the shape of a giant summer sausage. And it's the same consistency of summer sausage. And it's just a motherfucker to cut that thing.
Well, I mean, also, there's Hickory Farms, and then the other one was, I believe, called the Swiss Colony. I think it was the same basic premise, but yeah. And again, holiday times,
right.
And the Hickory Farms, at least all the ones I remember, were always like right snug up against the entrance to one of the anchor stores. But yeah, at holiday time, suddenly all the gift boxes would come out, which was basically just a collection of all the shit they sold the whole year round, maybe with like a fruit cake or a bunch of those strawberry candies shaped in a wreath.
And then you had the fake grass.
How could I forget the fake?
Shredded.
That was so much fucking fun to play with. You could like drive your Matchbox cars through it and pretend you were like lost in the forest. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So moving on here. Now
I just want to pause and say here, Jack, that like you were just taking me down a childhood holiday trip to the mall memory lane here. This is awesome.
I'm telling you, dude, this is what is magical about the 80s Commercial Vault channel on YouTube. And shout out to 80s Commercial Vault. You guys are doing the Lord's work.
We love you. Impressive.
Don't stop. Never stop. Keep doing what you're doing. We love you. Moving on to volume 1143. Now, this is a gold mine. Yeah, this is a banger.
This one is my favorite of the ones that I looked at by far.
1980. These ads and the bumpers ran on KABC in beautiful Los Angeles, California. And they were for the ABC Sunday night. Was it the Sunday night movie?
Yes.
Which was?
Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever, starring John Travolta, will continue in a moment.
It's the film that made it is the film that made John Travolta famous, as the announcer points out in the promo for ABC Sunday.
And this was the ad with the Dustbuster.
This was, I believe, yes, this also had the Dustbuster on it. It had the Quaker Oats ad. It had the Sears There is so much good stuff on this one. But yes, the Dustbuster, which, as I was explaining to you before we came on air, when the Dustbuster came out, it was kind of like the Instant Pot of its day, because no one had ever done like a handheld vacuum before, much less a rechargeable one like that. So it's like everyone had to have one. And I remember one Christmas, yes, we gave the women in the greater household got Dustbusters. My mother, my grandmothers, my aunt. Good holiday gift. But this ad, which is not holiday related, is more just... yeah. So basically you have this like 4 quick scenarios while you have this jaunty song going on. First of all, you've got a woman. She's like in a living room with this amazing wicker chair, high-backed wicker chair in the background, like you'd see on Fantasy Island. Anyhow, she's vacuuming and she knocks over a plant. And then you see like a married couple at the breakfast table, and the husband, who's got the vest and the tie on because he's going to work, tries to put some sugar in his spoon and the whole thing spills out. And then like there's a kid in pajamas and he's falling asleep at the table and he's putting cereal in his bowl, but he's not pouring it in. And then you got this kind of schlubby dude like watching TV, and he punches his Cheetos bag and they go everywhere. So basically Dustbuster's like, hey, we will help you clumsy people clean up in an instant. And the best part though is that at the end you see a baseball umpire and a batter arguing, and the ump pulls out the Dustbuster and vacuums home plate. And tell me that did not inspire the same scene in the baseball umpire montage of The Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen.
I had a feeling you're going to point that out.
But anyhow, and all the while there is this song, it cleans up messes 1, 2, 3, the handy Dustbuster, get one and see. And it's in this like really chipper, like Debbie Reynolds type voice.
Because life is filled with a variety of mishaps, spills, miscalculations, and assorted minor disasters, Black & Decker invented the cordless Dustbuster.
It cleans up little messes, 1, 2, 3. The handy Dustbuster, get one and see. Yes, it cleans up little messes, 1, 2, 3. Black & Decker's Dustbuster, get one and see.
Black & Decker's cordless Dustbuster vac. Get one and see.
It's impressive.
It's a lovely jingle. It's, for the pre-Dyson era, it is an impressive artifact.
It really is. But what no one talks about is like you got maybe 5 minutes on a charge, and, rechargeable batteries didn't have a long lifespan back then. And it just wasn't that powerful. But again, in the pre-Dyson era, this was hot shit.
It was a thing. It was really a thing. There were a couple that I need to single out here. First of all, the one for close-up toothpaste.
Oh,
the premise,
yes.
Yeah, so the premise being a woman cutting her boyfriend's hair.
Yes.
But she's cutting his hair face to face.
Facing him, yes.
He's not sitting in a chair and she's not standing over him. She's facing him, and to complicate the job even more, he's horny.
Don't move or you won't look good for the class pictures. What are you doing?
You smell good.
What? Joey, will you let me finish?
Hey, you're fresh. It's so fresh.
That's close-up.
Close-up toothpaste?
Why do you think they call it close-up? It's got real mouthwash to freshen my breath, and it gets my teeth as white as they can be. There, take a look.
Nope. I'd rather look at you.
Whiter teeth, fresh breath. Why do you think they call it close-up?
So he's kind of... Well, he's not really kind of. He's very much skeezing on the lady.
Yes.
And she's like, hey, I'm trying to cut your hair face to face.
But it's what he says to her.
What does he say? I don't remember this.
It's like, you smell great or something like that, or something about her fresh.
Yeah,
there is some comment he makes that is like to the effect of, you smell great. And it is implied because you're like within an inch of my face and I've got a tent in my pants.
Because you're giving me a bowl cut and I can smell your breath.
And now you just made me think of this, Jack. At the very end, they showed the tube of close-up toothpaste and about a ½ inch of the toothpaste out of the top. What a metaphor. I just thought of that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So Gina Tay.
Gina Tay After Bath Splash is for people who want to take charge of their life. It makes your body and your mind so fresh, so new. You get the feeling there's nothing you can't do.
Gina Tay, Gina Tay. It's Gina Tay for a beautiful girl.
Is she the Gina Tay type? Don't give her perfume. Give her Gina Tay. All of it. What a splash.
Gina Tay. Again. Okay, so again, back to the Nyerges family Christmases of yore. Gina Tay gifts always were what I would buy at Kmart for my mother and grandmother. Because all women like Gina Tay, right? But this ad in particular, you were talking about like horny ads like the Teledyne Waterpik showerhead. This is a close second. This is a close...
so? Because she's racing a horse, though.
Yes, but before we get to the horse race, but before she gets to the horse race, my friend, you will recall she has just stepped out of the bath. She is nude. And then because the announcer says it is for people who want to take charge of their lives, she begins taking this Gina Tay body splash and liberally splashing it all over different body parts in this quick montage.
Hang on. I'm throwing a yellow flag here. How do you know she's naked, though?
Dude, did you not watch this commercial?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, well, did you see any clothing on any body part during that montage? No, you saw a woman with an hourglass figure liberally splashing herself with this stuff, right?
So it's debatable.
Okay.
It's debatable.
The point being is that she doses herself with this, and then... you see, even the dog wants to get in on this because
the dog's that's my dog.
But the thing is like, so for people who want to take charge, Gina Tay, and in this case, the woman in question apparently is taking charge by morphing into a jockey at a horse race, and then coming from behind and winning. Okay,
which, good, you go, girl.
I'm totally cool with that.
I'm totally fine with it. I guess we're just going to have to agree to disagree on whether the woman was actually nude when she's slapping this Kmart perfume on herself.
I'm willing to lay money on this. She was naked. This is coming from a gay dude. She was naked. If she was not naked, because Jack, this is body splash. If you're not going to splash it on yourself once you're dressed, I mean, you could, but We'll discuss this later.
Okay, well, there are other Gina Tay. I have seen so many other Gina Tay ads, and I think there's one where she's driving like a convertible, racing
Is it the
a
same
convertible
woman?
Or something.
Is it the same woman?
Might be a different woman. She was fully clothed. I'll say that.
Well, she was fully clothed when she was riding the horse too. I mean, she was, and I guess
such a weird mountain to die on.
And she was wearing Gina Tay yellow. That's why you threw a yellow flag, because it's a Gina Tay yellow flag. So Christmas gift, Dustbusters, Gina Tay, both advertised. This is my other, speaking of Christmas ads, two of them. The RCA Christmas bonus days.
RCA's Christmas bonus days are here, and you can get Christmas bonus savings when you buy a selected RCA TV. A $100 bonus on a color track console with remote. A $30 bonus on a color track table model. Buy any RCA TV like these and get a $10 to $100 bonus direct from RCA. So hurry to your participating RCA dealer, because Christmas comes but once a year.
So, back up until the early to mid 80s, RCA, Radio Corporation of America, made televisions, and at one time they were Get TVs. And so it was the holidays, and like today, you have a holiday, they mark down electronics. But whereas today, it's like, maybe you see an ad for it. I don't know. I don't remember, but but this is this wasn't from the retailer. This was from the manufacturer saying it's holiday time. And there's this giant gift box wrapped, and the bow undoes and the four sides of the box collapse. And inside are a bunch of television-sized gift wrap boxes and a well-dressed gentleman. And he is showing you that he's telling you that it's cashback days. And all you got to do is buy this big, Color Tech TV. And you can get $100 rebate, or buy this tabletop version and get a $30 rebate. And it was a mail-in rebate. And I'm just thinking, like, the links people would go to see, you know, or that back then you had to like buy something, then take the receipt and fill out the little form that the retailer gave you, mail it in, and wait 6 to 8 weeks for a check. And just the absurdity of like a manufacturer like doing like some sort of cavalcade of prizes type commercial. Sears had one too. The Sears the Sears pre-holiday home appliance sale that literally opened up with a screen full of blackish blue bubbles. And then like it opened up to this gigantic floor where all of these washers and dryers and ovens and refrigerators and TVs were on like these little round illuminated stands. And there was some guy in like, I think a tux.
You have gone so far off on this tangent.
It is like a Busby Berkeley number.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The holiday commercials from episode 1143 is what I'm talking about.
I mean, I guess when I saw the RCA one, I was like, this is boring. Can I talk about the sale? I know. It's fine.
I was just gonna, this is the kind of ads we used to see that you don't see anymore.
It's okay. That's fair. That's fair and that's valid. Can we talk about the Samsonite ad?
Oh, please.
Where it begins like a Broadway theater, and these performers come out. I assume they're performers because they're dressed like they should be on stage. At least this is how I remember it. I watched it this morning. I wasn't completely awake. But they're all carrying, like each of them are carrying at least 3 bags.
Isn't that? Yes, it's Samsonite. Isn't that? Yes, it's Samsonite. Isn't that? Yes, it's Samsonite.
Want luggage that'll stand out as well as stand up? Samsonite makes it.
Yes, it's Samsonite.
When I initially see this, I'm like, what is this for? And then I see the bags like, well, it's got to be Samsonite or some sort of luggage. And it just raises the question, why is everybody walking around carrying 3 giant bags of luggage?
They're going on a long trip?
It makes no sense to me.
They're going on a long trip.
And then it's like, oh, then they show other people. And then they're like each of them, they're carrying like 3 bags. It's like, where the fuck are you going? Bali? It's Southeast Asia? What?
Well, I think the question is, you know, because like, I don't know about you, but when I travel, I pack a lot of shit into one bag, right? I am definitely the 10 pounds in the 5 pound bag kind of guy.
Right.
Suitcases are heavy, right? Even for me. And I go to the gym.
Exactly.
But trying to carry 3 suitcases and not just carry 3 suitcases in 2 hands, because yes, it can be done, but like I don't think they had much in those suitcases. I think these were very light packers who just wanted to give their clothing a lot of room and maybe also show off the Samsonite luggage at the same time. I gotta admit though, I had no idea Samsonite had such a wide product variety. I was impressed.
That was the whole point of the ad. Yeah, that was the whole point of the ad, was to show their all the different things that are available. It was a little not confusing. It was just offensive to me because no one carries 3 pieces of luggage, not even when I'm checking my notes, 1980. It was like leather bags too. And that leather luggage is heavy. It's not like Cordura or ripstop nylon or what have you. Hey, let's talk about the ad for ABC News for Jonestown +2. That was fun.
Yeah.
Jonestown +2. Could our government have prevented the horror in Guyana? A special assignment this week.
This is what passed for like sensationalist type news then. Yeah.
Okay. A little context here. So this is what I assume, because I can't remember exactly when Jonestown was, the late 70s. Cult, Guyana. The phrase "drink the Kool-Aid" is kind of originates from that. It's an absolutely terrible, horrible event. And ABC, I guess, decided to do do a news special. Let's circle back around on this terrible, dark story. And the promo had bloated bodies from the victims of this thing shown at the end. I guess, hey, we'll see if they're still dead. It was one of those things. I was a little I just had to interject that as well. There was the ad for Maximum Strength Anacin that begins. You remember, it's the one where the shot opens on this woman in her 50s, and she's like hands to her temples, just grimacing.
It's the universal expression symbol for I have a headache.
And she says the immortal quote, "I hate pain.
I hate pain."
There's something very strong inside this medicine chest.
What is it?
A maximum strength pain reliever capsule. New maximum strength Anacin capsules. They have more pain reliever than this regular strength product, even more than this higher strength product. Maximum strength Anacin capsules have the maximum pain reliever you can buy without prescription.
Maximum strength Anacin capsules. I'll try them.
Maximum strength Anacin capsules or tablets.
I hear you, sister.
Fortunately, there's Anacin, and then I guess their pitch was they had more pain relief than generic aspirin or like Bayer aspirin. You didn't, because it was like they had generic product number one, generic product on this little shelf, and like the camera was following it up, and at the top was the Anacin box because it had the most pain relief.
Well, I mean, in my family, we always used the generic.
It was just what strikes me,
white box of aspirin or some.
So did we. Yeah. But I mean, just these, this ad, but not just this ad. I mean, there were ads for other over-the-counter drugs like Comtrex, which was a cold medication on one of these compilations, and shampoo or stuff, where it's kind of like it's the pitch person is like directly staring you in the face. They're like either seated at a table, like they're on a quiz show, or it's for a headshot, and they express their problem, and then this disembodied voice begins in this very didactic tone to explain this product at length. And these are like 30 seconds a minute long. It's like, I can't believe we had the patience for this. Does it cure my headache or not? That's all I want to know.
Hey, did I mention that this show is about holiday commercials? You'll notice that we don't talk much about holiday commercials in this. Oh, okay, here's the other thing. Cheryl Tiegs for the Olympus OM10.
Oh my God.
Cheryl Tiegs and her breeziness. Breezily. Yeah.
Again, I mean, as a sort of like once photographer, I have a soft spot for 35 millimeter cameras, and I had forgotten how, this was like a thing. And so, yeah, the premise of this commercial was they took amateur photographers and each gave them the Olympus and let them go romp about with Cheryl Tiegs, who was, in fact, as you say, being breezy. That was her trade in stock.
That's her brand. Brand.
Posing for Olympus, professional model Cheryl Tiegs. 5 amateur photographers behind the Olympus OM10 for the first time. OM10, the 35mm automatic that leaves nothing to chance, leaves you free to focus and shoot. And look, the actual pictures these 5 amateurs took. All 100 of them taken with the Olympus OM10.
They're incredible.
Well, you can't take a bad picture, Cheryl.
Neither can you with Olympus OM10.
And yeah, she's, they're like in a park. I think at one point they're on a playground and she was kind of casually like leaning backward and smiling. There were some, and then they cut to like, and they're like, all of these photos were taken with the Kent or Olympus, whatever. And it's like they're in a gallery and all of the people there are looking at the photographs, and Cheryl Tiegs is like, oh, isn't this wonderful? Hey, look, I have an Olympus too. Whee! And she breezes as she does.
Bless her heart.
She's breezy. She's breezy.
And we also watched volume 1148 of USA's Cartoon Express. Yeah, it was trash. It is not even worth talking about. It was terrible.
Okay, there is only one thing I will say about that briefly, because I agree with you. It is not the most rewarding of these episodes.
It was trash.
But the thing that really kind of was weird is, you remember 1-900 numbers?
I was hoping you at least bring that up about this.
Okay, so
That was
1-900
impressive.
numbers.
There was 3 ads in that
Yes.
15-minute video. There were 3 ads for 900
3
numbers.
ads, and all of them appealing to children to say, hey, kid, like one of them was for He-Man. And it was like, hey, kids, call this number and you can hear a new story about He-Man and learn about some He-Man products and whatever else. But get your parents' permission because it's $2 a minute plus 45 cents every additional minute. These 900 numbers started cropping up in the 80s and people would rack up just hundreds and hundreds of dollars with these. And that they were deliberately advertising some of these at children, just like, whoa, I had totally forgotten about that. But that is downright creepy.
It was,
predatory.
Fortunately, that hasn't changed at all. Or that has changed. I guess, oh God. Try to execute the joke, Pointer. The other thing that I loved was the children's album with 83 songs, many of which were in the public domain.
Which is why it's 83 songs long.
83 songs on 2 different albums. And I gotta admire the hustle. If you can take stuff that's in the public domain and repackage that and turn a dime on it.
Oh yeah, I had something similar as a kid. Like it was like 3 or 4 albums worth. It's crazy.
That's good for them. So other than that, I mean, like I said, I mentioned this was for our holiday commercial spectacular, and it was all garbage. I was hoping this would be better than it was.
Well, I mean, it was nice to revisit some early childhood memories. Annette Funicello talking about Skippy peanut butter, Lipton cup of soup, Dr. Pepper or whatever. But yeah, it was, there were fewer holiday ads than some of these episodes, images, still pictures, whatever you call the promo pic is, a thumbnail, led me to believe. But that's okay because it still put me back at that shopping mall in the early 80s at holiday time. And the long line to see Santa Claus in the dead center of the mall and get your picture taken with.
I'm trying to think of an 80s music reference and I'm drawing a blank here. But
Christmas in Hollis is about as close as I can get.
That's a good one. I was thinking something very Cure or maybe Flock of Seagulls, but neither of those. I mean, at this point, this has been a failed experiment. I was hoping that this could be better, guys. We're going to try to do better next time.
Don't worry. We know what you see. Let's give ourselves a break. We went into this blind. This was just some random episodes. So it's kind of like, that TV show where you buy like a storage unit and maybe there's something there and maybe there's something isn't. I got some warm fuzzies out of it, but, that's okay. We went with it. We went there and we did it. But next episode, we know exactly what we're going to be watching.
Yes, Scott. The next episode, we are going to examine the Star Wars Holiday Special,
which I remember watching as a child. I just don't remember it being as bad as it is.
And we're going to try to turn this one around in fairly short order because you would want to enjoy this when you're preparing your turkey or whatever the fuck it is you do during the holidays.
Everybody needs a little background noise.
That's the role we play.
Yes, so, it is.
I have no takeaways here other than video volume 1148 from 80s Commercial Vault is a waste of your life and you should not watch it. If I come up with ones that are good, I will definitely pass those along. You have any takeaways, Scott?
1143. Watch it and tell me whether that woman in the Jean Naté ad is naked or not.
Well, that's fair. we will have a poll, and if you agree with Scott, you're wrong.
Keep sending in your letters, telegrams, emails, and gifts.
Really, now you all are sending us Hummel figurines, which I don't really understand that, but I'm trying to sell them on eBay, so sure, if I can turn a dime on these things.
You're getting Hummel figurines. I'm just getting hummus. Like I'm literally having people send me containers of hummus. Yeah, it's.
Is it
creepy.
like room temperature?
Yeah, it just came in the mail. No dry ice. It's creepy.
that's
well-intentioned,
a waste of
perhaps.
hummus.
But yeah, just it's the holidays, guys. Do better. A fruitcake.
Yeah, stop wasting the hummus.
You know, a Hickory Farms gift box would be great.
Those can be sent at room temperature.
They can. They could probably survive a nuclear war as well. Anyhow, I think we have done enough damage here, my friend.
Absolutely. Thanks again, and we'll be back soon.
We will see you then. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace out.